Hello my dear students. Today we can discuss the last topic of our chapter, poverty as a challenge. The challenges ahead, the last topic. You know that in the previous session we discussed certain anti-poverty measures accepted by our government to reduce poverty. And poverty has certainly declined in India. But this progress, poverty reduction remains India's most compelling challenge. One of the important challenge India faced after independence, the poverty. We already discussed there were wide disparities, wide differences in poverty are visible between rural and urban area and among different states. The topic interstate disparities we discussed Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh. In this type of states, we can see the reduction of poverty occurred. At the same time, Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, some states, we can see that the reduction level is very low. So we can see the reduction of poverty varies in different states and also in rural and urban areas. And also we discussed certain social and economic groups are more vulnerable in poverty. The social groups, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, economic groups, the rural laborers and also urban casual laborers, they are vulnerable to poverty. So, poverty reduction is expected to make better progress in the next 10 to 15 years. And how it is possible? Only the higher economic growth. It is possible mainly due to higher economic growth. Underline it. The poverty reduction occur mainly due to higher economic growth. Then increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, increasing empowerment of the women and the economically weaker sections of the society. Then only it is possible. Which one? The reduction of poverty. So what are the things we have to fulfill for the reduction of poverty? The thing is that higher economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, increasing empowerment of the women and the economically weaker sections of the society. So dear students, you have to underline this. So what we discuss now, poverty reduction is expected to mark better progress in the next 10 to 15 years. How it is possible? Only due to higher economic growth, increasing elementary education, declining population growth, empowerment of the women, empowerment of the weaker sections of the society. So these 5 points just underline. Then next we can see that the official definition of poverty, however, captures only a limited part of what poverty really means to people. It is about a minimum subsistence level. So it is about a minimum subsistence level living rather than a reasonable level of living. Then what is minimum subsistence level? The minimum subsistence level means this minimum subsistence level, it is a confined concept. It describes only a limited part of what poverty really means to people. For example, while determining the poverty line in India, a minimum level of food requirement, clothing, footwear, fuel and light, educational and medical requirements, etc. are determined for subsistence. Here, owning of a car is still considered a luxury. Then what is reasonable level of living? It's a broad concept. It indicates about a standard level of living. This reasonable level means it indicates about a standard level of living. For example, a person not having a car in the United States may be considered poor. So that is the difference, minimum subsistence level of living and reasonable level of living. Here, many scholars advocate that we must broaden the concept into human poverty. Large number of people may have been able to feed themselves, but do they have education or shelter or health care or job security or self-confidence? Are they free from caste and gender discrimination? Is the practice of child labor still common? Worldwide experience shows that with the development. So the definition of what constitutes poverty also changes. Eradication or removal of poverty is always a moving target. Hopefully, we will be able to provide the minimum necessary in terms of only income to all people by the end of the next decade. But the target will move on for many of the bigger challenges that still remain, providing health care, education and job security for all, and achieving gender equality and dignity for the poor. These will be even bigger tasks. You can see that nowadays we are living under the COVID challenges. So there is vaccination introduced, but providing a big task in front of our government. What is that big task? Completing 100% vaccination. So this providing health care, education and job security for all, and achieving gender equality and dignity for the poor, all are big challenges to us. So fulfilling all these things, we can say we are free from poverty. So dear students, here I am going to conclude the chapter. Read this area 2 or 3 times and underline the important points. Thank you. Have a nice day.